Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The statistics are staggering. According to the Houston Police Department, more than 400 people killed in the city this year alone. A person being killed impacts more than just a victim. It can change the surviving family members and friends' lives forever. Now, this holiday season, Crime Stoppers is making sure they are there for those who are mourning the loss of their loved ones, homicide victims in our community. Joining us now is Andy Kahn with Crime Stoppers and Letitia Ibarra, who lost her daughter to violence. Letitia, people can't really grasp unless they've had the loss that you have. First of all, tell us what happened to your daughter.
Jessica was murdered in August of 2020 by an acquaintance, a young man, in her apartment.
And has he been arrested?
He has been. He confessed. He is in jail awaiting trial. It's just, you know, it's taken a while. So,
right.
Yeah.
And so what is it like, you know, to have your child, the flesh of your flesh, gone because of someone else's actions?
You know, it's so hard to describe, but it's like walking around every day through life, going to work, dealing with all the everyday things, wearing an invisible backpack full of lead, heavy, heavy, heavy. You know, on top of that, you're waiting trial. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if this person's going to be set free. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, and I didn't know this person, so I've got to face him someday. So, you know,
have you actually seen him yet? Obviously, you've seen the mug shots?
I've seen a mug shot.
But you haven't seen him in person yet?
No, not yet.
And that's a scary moment for you.
It is. I don't know.
Not that you fear him, but just facing someone who took the life of your child.
Absolutely. You know, I imagine looking at his hands, because that's the hands of the man who brutally murdered my girl. You know, you have all these imaginary things like, oh, I'm going to come across the table. You know, you don't know how you're going to react. You don't. But it's a frightening thing. It's frightening. You know, on top of that, we deal with, you know, there's nightmares. There's, you know, worry about someone bailing him out and him showing up at my house. I help my other children, Jessica's brother and sister, deal with this. You know, they're in college and you know, they need to go on with their lives, but they're dealing with this too. And not only that, but my parents, Jessica's grandparents, are still alive, and they deal with it. So it's just, it's so hard to explain. It's so incredibly heavy. And you know, and I'm fortunate in that the crime has been solved. We know who did this. Right. He's in jail. He's awaiting trial. But there's so many people, you know, that we know through Crime Stoppers and parents of murdered children who their crime's not solved. They don't know who killed their kid, or maybe they know but they can't prove it. And that's just makes it so much worse. And
what's so heartbreaking, Andy, is even if there is a conviction, it's still not behind you. It's always with you. It's always with these parents.
Yeah, Isaiah, basically, Parents of Murdered Children is an organization, probably the only one in the country, in which someone else writes out your membership for you. No one else has to be part of this organization. So even as you're going through, like Letitia is right now, waiting for a trial, let's just assume he's found guilty and sentenced. Even then, it never ends, because then you got to deal with a never-ending parole process. So basically, you got a life sentence, just like your loved one that was murdered as well. And that's why we decided we would do something like what we're going to do tomorrow at Crime Stoppers. This is our 28th annual holiday memorial tree ceremony. When we first started, we had one tree that we filled with ornaments and pictures of homicide victims like this. We are now up to 4 trees. We now have 4 trees that are filled with pictures and ornaments of homicide survivors. So it's a hard time of this year for homicide survivors, when you see everybody joyful and then you realize there's an empty seat at your dinner table. So this is our way of bringing everybody together and letting them know that as an organization, we truly care about what's happening with them. So tomorrow, everyone is invited. If you are a surviving family member of homicide, try to bring a personalized ornament of your loved one. It'll be placed on the tree, and the trees will remain up at Crime Stoppers throughout the holiday season. So you can pop in anytime tomorrow between 12 and 3.
Okay. And there's no set time, though, where there is an official ceremony?
Nah, I'm kind of like you. I'm just going to wing it.
What the hell does that mean? But, Letitia, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
And we wish you the best. We know there's a tough road ahead of you. And like Andy said, it never ends. But thank you for sharing your story.